What's good, family, and welcome to Enjoy the Journey. I am your host, Devontae Lamont, and today I have with me Eric D. Jones, creative curator, visual designer, and the founder of Chosen Graphics and Design, and he is here to talk with us about the journey. Welcome to Enjoy the
Hey,
Journey, friend.
glad to be here. Glad to be here. Glad to be
How
here.
are you?
I'm doing good. And yourself?
I'm good. I'm so glad you came.
Glad
Like,
you invited me.
yes. First off, let's get into this because you are one of my favorite dressers. I love this outfit.
I was kind of put some colors together.
You just put some stuff
Some
together.
stuff.
That's how people that dress nice just be lying. I just put this together. You know, I just woke
Yeah.
up and put this on. You know,
Yeah.
you look nice. Though.
Thanks.
You look nice. So let's talk about it.
Mhm.
You are here and you are a graphic designer.
Yes.
Tell me about how you got into graphic design.
Ooh, how I got into graphic design, it just kind of happened. It's kind of happened.
Wow.
Like I said, I've always liked art.
Yeah.
Painting, drawing, sketching, all that. But I couldn't do any of it.
Wow.
Can't draw, can't paint, none of it. Can't really do any of that. But I also fell in love with technology at the same time. So
That is unique.
So it's kind of one of those, just kind of figuring out. So one say, oh, I kind of like art, but I can't really do any of it. But I like technology. It's kind of merged the two worlds together. I didn't know it was design at first, but I was like, I looked up and said, oh, I guess I'm still doing art in a different form.
Wow.
So it's one of those. This kind of happened.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So now this is amazing. So you went to Georgia State University.
The Georgia State University.
The Georgia
The
State University.
University.
One thing about that I've learned about you already, because I remember I was at the church that I sing at on Sundays,
Mhm.
and you was there. It was College Sunday. I will never forget.
Mhm.
And everybody had on their little college gear, and you come walking in talking about Georgia State. I didn't know nothing about Georgia State, but apparently, if you cross Georgia State, Eric don't get happy. Okay, so I will not cross Georgia State.
Just please don't.
Please don't.
Please.
So tell me about Georgia State. Like, what was life like for you at Georgia State?
Georgia State, it was great because funny, my journey to Georgia State, I never heard of the school at first.
Wow.
It was one of those applying for school as a senior high school. Of course, I'm from Savannah, so SCAD was always an option.
Wow.
But I didn't necessarily want to go to SCAD because I think I would have got kind of got lost. And one of those,
Yeah.
everybody's an art student, so I just be kind of. I think I probably would have had great opportunities. I'm going like, let me try something different. One of my friends, they were applying for Georgia State. So it's one of those, let me just try see what it is.
Right.
They said, never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Not at all.
Never heard of it.
I looked up and said, oh, they got a design program. Let's go for it. Applied for it, got in. Best decision ever. I made some of my longest connections there. The people that I've met, opportunities that I've gained, that I, even to this day, I'm still can tell a lot of my success and connections back to Georgia State. Just some of the people there.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So going back,
Mhm.
you said you're from Savannah.
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yes.
That is freaking. So let me just get this out. And I've said it. I think this is the second or third episode I've said it, but I have always wanted to visit Savannah
Mhm.
because I want to go to what's it called, Tybee Island, and I want to go to Hilton Head because I heard Hilton Head is close to Savannah, right?
Yes.
Yes. So I've never been, but growing up in Savannah, I think what's his name was here from Savannah. Gary Swindle. Do you know him?
I do know Gary.
So Gary was here on the
friends.
show, season 2.
We're good friends. Good friends.
Really?
Yes. I do
Shout
know
out to Gary Swindle.
I know
He
Gary.
was here on season 2, and we were talking about Savannah, so that's how that came up. But wow, it's a small world.
Mhm.
But anyways, what was life growing up in Savannah for you?
Ooh. It was small. It
was
it
small.
it was small. I enjoyed it. Mm. Savannah. It's hard to describe it.
Really? Why so?
I think because I never lived like deep in Savannah. I was like on the very very outskirts and bounds. So some of those things I just don't like. Even to this, I can go back home today, and I can't tell you where to get certain places.
Really?
I just don't.
So if I were traveling there, calling you would be no
Yeah,
good.
please don't call me. Please don't call me.
Calling you would be no good.
I'm still using my GPS. Here you go.
Right.
I went and
All
probably,
right.
and probably because I left right after high school too.
Okay.
So I did. So my youth, I'm just riding around in my mama's car.
Do you still use your GPS riding around Atlanta?
I do for traffic.
All
I
right.
use it for traffic. Not
Traffic.
yes, got use it for traffic.
That is true.
Mm.
Let's talk about it because one thing that I struggle with
Mhm.
in Atlanta is traffic. And why, when you put, you put your destination in,
Mhm.
you're like, oh, you're gonna get there at 12:15.
Nope.
Okay, so I'm driving, I'm expecting I'm gonna get there at 12:15. By the time I'm halfway on the highway, the estimated time done went to 12:35.
It's 12:15. You sit in the same spot you was in 30 minutes ago.
Yes, why is that?
I don't know. Hey, go. They say Atlanta's full, and being that I moved here myself, but I've been here long enough, so I think I'm just part of the
Oh,
mix now.
please.
But
Okay. We got through off. Sorry. Traffic. If you ain't been in traffic in Atlanta, you would understand. But in 2019,
Mhm.
you took the leap of faith
Mhm.
to go into becoming a full-time entrepreneur.
Yeah.
What was the jump like for you in 2019 when you made that decision to say, I'm going full in, I'm going into graphics full time? What did that look like?
the ooh, I love times. The jump it was a literal jump. It happened so quick. I didn't have time to think, process. Only had time to trust God.
Wow.
It moved so quick because I was trying to get out of my job.
Mhm.
I've been at that job at that point for about 2.5, 3 years going on that point, and I was just trying to get out. It was just a bad situation. Just trying to get out. So I've been applying for jobs for about a year, almost a year, off and on for about a year. And then I applied for one job, and I think one thing led to another, and I got a call on like a this how quick I don't remember. I may have got a call on it Monday saying, "Hey, you got the saying, hey, we want to do one last interview." Did that last interview on Tuesday. It was a, "Hey, you got it." I'm going, "Okay, cool, I got it." But it was a temporary contract, so it wasn't a job. It was just more of an opportunity. I'm going like, great opportunity, but doing that means I have to leave my job because I couldn't go there. I couldn't go there for about 2 to 3 months and then just come back to my job. I thought I could.
Right.
Cause we had a whole meeting said, "Hey, you can I take like a leave of absence?" Had last say for school purposes.
Right.
They said no. I'm going like, okay, so it was either take this opportunity or go. So that Wednesday, I told my manager that Wednesday, wrote up my letter of resignation that Wednesday night, gave it to HR on Thursday,
Jesus.
and I left out Friday. And on Sunday, I was in California for Apple doing a part-time gig.
Wow.
And from there, my journey's kind of I never went back. My journey's kind of shot off from there.
That's amazing.
Yes.
That is amazing.
Mhm.
So I love that. So when you took that leap of faith, one thing that I've learned about when you have to make leaps like that, it is a risk.
Mhm.
And so did that teach you anything about being a risk taker?
It did because one it was half calculated risk, but it's still because it moved so quick. It was just more so of a it was a it was like risky fate. And at that point I was Mike Todd. He was just on his Crazy Race series.
Yeah.
So literally that series kind of got me through that whole process, kind of going from looking at it from being risky to now now I'm just going from risk to fate.
Wow.
So I kind of changed that mindset, but it was yeah.
Wow. That's amazing.
Mhm.
So going into, kind of going back
Mm.
to what you do as a graphic designer.
Mm.
And this is we were talking with another guest earlier. We were talking about AI.
Mhm.
And I was questioning like how AI is affecting different careers and things like that. But specifically in the graphic designer world, I have questions.
I got answers.
Because I want to know, like, do you feel or do you believe that AI is beneficial to what you do as a graphic artist, or is it kind of becoming more of a negative aspect for you?
I think for me, it's not becoming a benefit because at first, like I think most people, I was against it
Mm,
because it was new, and I saw people were kind of using it. And then in my world, it's more so everybody has this can do a quick AI flyer for things, and
right.
it's one of those. It can be like I say, it can be a great tool. It really can, but it's never going to have that human personal touch.
Right.
Except for me, I use it as a benefit. Except being that I know I can't draw. I know I can't paint. I do have my limits in certain areas. So AI can kind of help me in those areas. I use it as a tool. But just going into it, if I was to say, hey, make this for me. And it just suited out. I like this was one of those. I don't like this one with this one part.
Mm.
In AI, you say, hey, fix this. It just suits out a whole new image.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you using that touch. Is more so of I use that to say, hey, give me this as a base, and I can kind of build off. I can kind of build off and around that, but I don't use it as a whole. Here, put in information.
Yeah.
Here's the flyer. Some people do that, and that's great for them. But it's kind of one of those. It's never going to have that human touch of,
Right.
hey, move this over 2 notches to the left, 2
Yeah.
notches to the right. It's never going to have that.
But what about, okay,
Mhm.
example,
Mhm.
how do I, because I'm trying to figure out how I'm seeing this.
Mhm.
So, like, you went to actual design school,
Mhm.
like you had to like figure this out from an educational standpoint. I think what I'm trying to figure out is like, did they teach you guys like certain things that do you feel that artificial intelligence cannot replace when it comes to things like that?
I think it goes back to just that overall human touch.
Mm.
That's one thing AI can never have. You can tell me and my AI we have a good connection.
Me and my AI.
We have a good connection. I have not given them a name. I have not given them a name yet. We still working on. We have a good connection, but it's still as much as they know about me. I don't know about them, but as much as they know about me, it's still one of those. I can ask it a question and say, "Hey, how do I answer this based on what you know about me?" I can even be like, "That sounds good." It's one of those. It's still not me.
Right.
Like I say, it's one of. It's a good base. It's one of those. It's still not me. I think it's always that. It's never gonna have that human touch to it.
Yeah. That's very interesting to think about.
Mhm.
But I think you're a very humble man, and I appreciate
Mhm.
that about you. But you have had clients such as Google,
Mhm.
Amazon, AT&T Rising Future Makers. You've worked for Grammy Award artists.
Mhm.
Like, what is it about your work that you think draws these massive clients? Like, let me tell y'all,
Mhm.
Chosen Graphics is the real deal.
Mhm.
Like, Chosen Graphics is out here doing it. And so he look all calm and humble, but the man is famous. He's a superstar. So, like, what is it with the graphics that you do that captivate the eyes of people? Because you've worked with some great people in the industry. What separates what I can search on AI, what I can call another graphic designer? What is so special about Chosen Graphics that people come to and it just goes bonkers?
I say, because for me, I like to build relationships, and I don't look at something like, oh, I'm just doing just the flyers, just the logo, because
Right.
that's one of those that's when it becomes transactional. It's one
Mm.
of those, you do something to me, do something to you, and I go about my day. And sometimes it's like that. I have my clients say, hey, I'm gonna do this for you, and then go about their ways. But it's kind of, for me, it's like very like building relationships, and I think that's what makes a difference. Just to kind of have that bond, because for me, I have a thing for small businesses.
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of those. How can we can be in the trenches together? Because I know this like to kind of start off and have nothing. I didn't know anybody doing art, doing design, anything, doing a lot of things. So I had to kind of figure things out on my own. So I have a heart for that. So it's kind of like, let me help you kind of go through this
Yeah.
process. So it's kind of one of those. I'm not just your designer. It's one of those. I'm your friend, your brother, your nephew. To some people, I'm not Unc yet, but
Yeah, come on.
at one point I'm that. But I just like to build those relationships with people and just kind of have that, and not look at this as, oh, we're just doing a project. We're doing a project. We can be doing a project. Now we're doing, like, some of my clients we going from doing projects to now we're doing life together.
Wow. That's so huge. And I think that's so important that, that people that are in your services, that you don't just look at it as a client. I believe when you build those interpersonal relationships, you get to know who the person is, their style, what they desire. They learn you, and it builds this co-created,
Right.
beautiful product. And I get appreciative for people like you. Example, for Enjoy the Journey, our producer Dre Manning, we were talking right before this episode. It was like, we've been working together for a year, and I'm like, what? Like, and just I feel like he understands me. He knows when I'm not feeling it. He knows when I'm like, okay, yeah, this was gonna be a hit.
Yeah.
He's that person that I need. And I feel like as creatives, we need people like
Yes.
you
Mhm.
because honestly, you help us carry the vision. And while you're helping us carry our vision, we're helping your vision
Right.
as well. So I love that about you. But one thing that I also love about you, you listen, I come with the receipts.
I see. I see.
I come, listen, I do my homework. I do my homework. So, one of the things you talked about when you went to Georgia State University was the hands on experience that you got through
Mhm.
Synergy Public Relations,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
What was that experience like? What did that teach you?
So you're right. You're right because I did do synergy. Well, at that time it was right with PR, but I did do that, and at Georgia State I did something called Spotlight. So
Oh,
so synergy. I'm gonna call it right way because that's what it was.
come on. Call it what it, call it what it
When
is.
I was there, it was right, but right now it is synergy PR. Shout out to Clarissa, but I was doing Spotlight Programs Board and right with simultaneously. Right with was an internship, and I got that the summer after my freshman year, and that's what kind of started me. That was like my first real hand experience, kind of one of those, kind of
Right.
doing those, being on the entertainment side of PR. It's kind
Yeah.
of doing those just kind of doing those graphics from there, learning that. You know, on the Georgia State side, on the student side, I was part of Spotlight Programs Board. We would premiere programs board for campus, put on all the big events, homecoming, concerts, daytime events, and me and my co-Samir, we was in charge of kind of we co co we co we co we were co for that.
COVID.
No, we were
Whoa.
co-directors. There we go. We
Co-directors.
were co-directors. Couldn't get the words.
COVID.
Not co. Here you go. No, we ain't got the COVID yet. We ain't got the COVID yet. We were co-directors in that. So C did the PR side and I did the graphics. We ran the team of about 20 people.
Wow.
Within the history of Spotlight, that was the biggest team they had ever allowed. So we had about 20 people. And I said earlier, I still do life with some people. To this day, I'm still doing life with those people.
Wow.
Like I said, we're meeting up soon in a couple weeks just to get together, hang out, and we do this often on the regular.
Wow.
But like I said, it was doing those things like I said, and our advisor Phil at the time, he wasn't one of those, hey, I'm in charge, do it my way. He's one of those, hey, I'm still the advisor, but we're all adults here. I'm gonna let you all go through this learning. So we're making the phone calls, we're making the deals, outside of outside like the legal contracts, we're negotiating contracts, looking things up. So he kind of allowed us to have those hands-on experience as opposed to, hey, I'm in charge, do it this way, and then just kind of follow. It was more so, no, you kind of make the rules, you can make the rules, make the mistakes. I'm still gonna be here to kind of help you through this whole thing.
That is so beautiful. And so one thing that I heard from that was it's very important that you build relationships because I feel like some great doors have opened for you just simply from being connected to the
Mhm.
right people.
Yeah.
Um were with me saying that, have there been any lessons that you've had to learn about staying connected to the right people versus the wrong people? And how does that interfere with your career or with your industry?
Yeah, like I said, it's definitely good because, like I said, I try and make connections with everybody, but
Mhm.
sometimes out there, everyone might not be a good connection.
Wow.
They may be connected to A, B, and C and D. So it's kind so in my you may, hey, I want to stay connected to you, but it's kind of also be like, you might have this against one of those. This connection isn't going to work. So that was one
Yeah.
lesson. I think that's why
Mm.
names, client sales, I'm not really phased by them. I can work with anybody, but
Right.
it's one of those. If you don't really talk to me, it's one of those. I may not really advertise. I may not really advertise. Like I said, you did your history,
Right.
but it's names that I work with that people just don't know. And not to say that I'll never say it. It's one of those. I don't ever think about it. But those have come through just connections that I've had. So hey,
Wow.
so I get a lot of my clients through word of mouth.
Yeah.
Word of mouth, kind of who I work with. So like I said, some of those bigger names just kind of got through word of mouth and who I've kind of worked with.
Yes. I love that you said that
Mhm.
because I believe that all of us as creatives, we have to be intentional with building relationships. I am a testament as well that every door that has opened for me came through a relationship.
Mhm.
Some of your greatest blessings come through people. God is a spirit. He's not walking the earth saying,
Mhm.
"Yo, no." He uses people to bless
Mhm.
us. And so your life is a walking testimony of how if you make the right connections, the big doors can open
Right.
for you. So as we prepare to close out this interview,
Mhm.
if you could look at that camera and give a piece of advice to somebody who is a creative and they want to take a risk
Mhm.
and follow their dream, what would you tell them?
I would tell them keep going, keep pursuing. It may not look pretty now,
Wow.
but eventually it's gonna look pretty. And like I said, and pretty may not even look like what you think it's gonna look like.
Yeah.
Because like I said, if I would like I said, I didn't like I said, in my head, I would probably be a little bit further than what I am. I'm going like where am I going like I'm actually loving what I am. So it's kind of like just kind of enjoy the process. Enjoy the process.
Enjoy the process.
Yes.
Ooh, enjoy the process. This was encouraging.
Yeah.
This was encouraging because I think all of us need that encouragement to just stay the course.
Right.
Stay the course. So thank you so much for this
Thank you
conversation.
for having me.
Thank you so much for coming on. So again, Eric said it best. Enjoy the process. And while you enjoying the process, be sure to enjoy the journey. All right. I love y'all.